Hey, this is Misael Rabalan, student here at Jones Technical Institute, and today I'm going to be explaining to you guys frictional force. And one frictional force is kinetic, and the other is static. These forces affect our lives every day. It doesn't matter whether or not we know it. A good example for static force is your tires meeting contact with the road, and another example is your brake pads contacting the rotor for kinetic. And a lot of daily activities that we go through is gonna have that force against us, like running, shaking someone's hand. We have a board set up ready to explain a little more thoroughly, and we're gonna go to that right now. And as I already explained, we have two different types of friction. We have static and kinetic. With static friction, the two surfaces interlock more than with kinetic friction, as you can see. And kinetic friction is where it just slides past each other. A few other examples for friction would be tires, brakes, like I said, your clutch, bolts, and drive belts. The amount of friction between two surfaces depend on the physical property and surface finish. And of course, if it has more grit, or if it's metal, it's going to change the friction. Static friction is almost always greater than kinetic friction because they interlock, like we said. The two surfaces will interlock with each other. And kinetic friction, they slide past each other, not really interlocking. A few other examples. We have a bolt for static friction, and the static friction comes from when the bolt is actually meeting with the thread inside of the nut. Tires. The tires can actually change depending on the road condition too. It doesn't always have to be static. If the tires meet ice on the road, like black ice, it'll end up being kinetic friction because it has no traction anymore. And other examples for kinetic friction, we've already explained the brake rotor and the brake pads, your piston sliding up and down inside of the bore, and someone sliding down the slide is another form of kinetic friction. Here we have another example for both kinds, and this on the drive pulley, it's interlocking with the actual belt, and as you can see, that's kinetic friction. And here's some more examples for kinetic and static friction. We have static friction right here on the drive pulley as it actually interlocks with the belt, and on the tensioner we have kinetic friction where it just slides past and still has friction. Or here on the block of wood sitting on the table, as it slides past on the metal table, it's kinetic friction. And I hope that explains static and kinetic forces a little more thoroughly. Thank you for watching my video.